Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, this is the kernel gave you the mount, one network, one PID. What I will do, create one user, two user, three user. Same thing, Apache, 80, and PID 30, C Apache. Now, can I run this application 80 port? No. Can I run on 81 port? Yes. Can I run on 31 PID? Yes. Can I run on Apache 1? Yes. 82 port? Yes. 33 PID? Yes. C Apache 2. Can I run it or not, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I run it? So now here, three applications. Think three applications. How many operating system?
One.
And no hypervisor. But guys, there is a problem here. What is the problem? Anyone could see that? What is the problem? Anyone? Quickly, guys, last 5 minutes. Will it be able to load balance all three Apache here?
Not sure.
We should be, because remember the load balancer rule. It should be different IP address and same port. Remember, objective is to run application in data center. It should be different IP address and same port. Whereas what is the condition here? Load balancer need a different IP address and same port, whereas the condition is what? Guys?
IP address of same port are different here.
Yeah, so load balancer will not work. So your two Apache will get wasted. So don't run. Are you getting the points?
Yes.
So again, it's a waste. Again, it's a waste. You can run technically, but again, it's a waste. Again, few other reasons also I would like to add. Let's say this Apache and this Apache. See, when you run application in data center, you don't have so much of customization like C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be C Apache, C Apache, C Apache. You know, same thing when you run with the virtualization technology, you get it. See, this all 80 port, this also 80, this one also 80 port. This also C Apache, C Apache, C Apache. PID 30, 30, 30. Why? Because this has operating system, but it has different separate operating system here, but this has no operating system separate one. So that way it cannot create it. So guys, that is where do you find now solution? Any solution? Do you find any solution? Last 5 minutes, guys. Do you find any solution?
Have multiple kernel.
No, no, no. Why to have a kernel multiple? One kernel can create a multiple users, multiple namespace, multiple PID, multiple network, right?
But OS2 is not allowing.
So guys, what is happening? Think simple. What should be happening here? You know, what should be happening here? You know, I will create. Think simple. Look at it. What I'm talking about. I will create a user. I'm creating a user right now. I'm changing the color here. Look at this. I'm creating a user. And this user, can I create yes or no?
Yes.
Can I attach this user with a different mount, mean different C drive or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I give this user a different PID or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I give this user as a different network or not?
Yes.
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 Yes. So this user come independent completely. Can I create one more user? Can I give PID, mount, and the network? This user become a independent user. See here, this user is a shared user. This user is shared user. This user is shared user. 80 port, not 80 port, not 80 port. Here 80 port, C Apache, 80 port, C Apache, and PID 30. C Apache. So everything you get it here, this user will get their own resources. But this user, this user, this user will have a common resources. So they cannot run on 80 port or 30 PID again and again. Is it possible theoretically? Multiple. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Possible. Yes, guys, it's possible because everything is coming from here. Mind it. This created, so this can be created as well. But you know what? This is theoretically possible. But you know what? Operating system is not allowing. Operating system said we will not allow you to create multiple what? Multiple mount, multiple PID and multiple network and assign to different user. I will not. You can create as many users you wanted, but you will have to access same mount, same network, same PID. Why? Because remember, we are a Microsoft, we are a Linux, we develop operating system for personal computing, not for running application in a data center. See here, you can save a cost. Look at this. You can save a cost if you run the application. See here, you can run as many applications you wanted, but only one operating system you needed, and same time each applications, each user, you'll get isolated resources. But it's not allowed by operating system companies. Here I said, right? Allowed. Look at this. Then there's one guy came and his name is Solomon Hykes. Right? This guy here. HY Hykes. This guy. So this guy came and said, no problem. No problem at all. If you don't allow, no problem. I will do one thing. I will write a wrapper on top of it. Look at this again. I'm drawing, and this is the last drawing, I believe. So this is the hardware. This is the kernel. This is a one mount, you get it. You by default, you get it. One PID, you get it by default. And then one, what is that? Network, you get it by default. On top of that, he said, I will create one wrapper. Okay, this special wrapper directly talk to the kernel. Okay, directly talk to the kernel. So operating system can create as many users you wanted, no problem. This operating system can create as many users you wanted, but this, okay, this wrapper will talk to the kernel directly and create a user. Can he do that? Yes. Mount PID network. This user will do that. Again, different user, mount PID network. And this user, Mount PID network. So see here, this user is a shared user. This user is shared user, but this user is full independent. This user full independent. This user full independent. Who's creating it? Who's managing it? This wrapper, and directly talking to the kernel, not disturbing the operating system at all. Now Apache, think here. Now Apache 80 port 30 PID and dub dub dub. So now here, this is also user guys, but with their own resources. This is also user with their own resources. This is also user, but their own resources. But this user is having shared resources. Who's doing it? This wrapper. Now, is it possible? Yes. But the question was, what is container and what is Docker? So guys, did you understand where is the container and where is the Docker?
The independent ones are Dockers.
This is a
Docker.
container, guys.
Container.
This is container. This is container, and this is a
Docker.
Docker. So that's the reason I said right here, Docker manages container, and container has what? You know, your applications running with their own resources, their own resources, their own resources. So this is a container. That's the reason I said Docker. Here, that's the reason I said Docker is a container management tool. So Docker manages the container, but Docker gets the container from where? You the help of kernel, and kernel has a namespaces, all kind of namespaces, which we already discussed. So without disturbing operating system, they create a user. Each user, mind it again, hear me out very clearly. Docker talk to the kernel. Kernel has namespaces, and with the help of namespaces, Docker create one new user. User get their own C drive, PID, and a network. Each user get their own C drive, own a network, own a PID. So when I say C drive, that means this each user, look at this here. Each user get their own root file system, own user file system, and application inside it. This is called mount together. And this is a kernel which is here already there. So what are the need? All this thing you need it and you get it here. See here. So this user, think simple. This user is getting mount here, PID here, network here, and boot here. And boot here and boot from here CPU allocation, they get it and they run it. So with this, you know, isolation, you get it, complete freedom, you get it. So now I'll tell you the guys in a simple word, you are also container. Here Rajesh has logged in to this laptop. He's also container. And this is also container. But you know what? You are unfortunate containers. I am unfortunate containers logged in. Why? Because we are, this is Rajesh, this is Akanksha, all this thing is having shared resources. But you know, these users, which is managed by Docker, is having their own separate resources created by the kernel with the help of Docker. Understand that? What is a container? Understood, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we all are container, but we are unfortunate. They are fortunate. So in short, what is a container? So guys, two definition we have, one for the functional people, one for the technical people. Functional people, container is running your app with complete independent resources required. This is the your applications. Container is running your application with a complete independent resources required. But technical definition, container is one user namespace, user by user namespace attached with one PID, one MNT, one network. MNT means here when I say it's a root plus user file system plus app file system. Okay. And now you see guys here, think simple. Okay. This is the functional definition. This is the technical definition. And now here, now we are running application in a container. So what is the benefit of container? If someone will ask you, simple, you say, using a container technology, you can save lots of CPU. So here, if you see one container, two container, three container. So how much operating system you have? Three container I'm running, operating system again one. And Docker is lightweight compared to hypervisor. Docker consume less CPU, less RAM, less storage compared to hypervisor like a VMware. So now container become a preferred way. So here you can, ultimate goal is to run application in isolated environment. Because of each container get his own IP address, you can load balance, and same port, you can load balance also. So everything you get it. So now we have moved into, it's been there from last many years, but we have moved into the containers. That means now we want to run application inside a container in a data center for what objective? Saving cost, saving time, and saving quality. So how much it will take to create a container, guys? Have you imagined? Anyone can comment on it? How much time it takes to create a container?
In minutes.
Not even in minutes, sir. How much time it takes to create a user? Second. Okay, if I ask you, sir, can you create my access in your laptop? How much time it takes? Second. So container also get created second. Remember, deployment and rollback can be reduced. You want to deploy one application 5,000 times? 1 second. You want to roll back in 1 second. See the power of things. And then improving a quality, because developers can set up a dev environment in 1 second, set up a QA environment in 1 second. So they save so much of time. So now if you save some time, focus on the good quality code and test quality. So ultimately, Docker is a container management tool. It has a two kind of release. One is Docker community, which I'm teaching you right now. One is Docker enterprise. Now, what is the difference between Docker community and Docker enterprise? I will request you to search this topic, all these topics, all of my blogs, you can find it at this place. You can read it during offline hours. Okay, there's a release actually version, which version right now, which we are using. So I think it's 20.x. Okay, 20.x. Now this is written in Golang, guys. Okay, so if you want to customize it, you can do that in the Golang, written by Solomon Hykes. I think in 2005. I may be wrong here. Just need to check. First release has happened. Sorry. 2015, 14. I think 14. I guess 14. I just need to check actually. I always miss that year. Docker first release 2016, 2015, 2014 or 15, I guess. So 2013, yeah. So 2013, that's the first release. Okay, and after that we have so many releases actually. Okay, guys, so this is the Docker, and we have understood what is a container. So in short, container is nothing but a user but with their complete resources allocated by the Docker with the help of the kernel. That's the reason I said need, allowed by kernel, allowed by operating system. Please hard code this. What are the resources? User namespace, MNT namespace, PID namespace, net namespaces. And when we say file system, these are the file system get mounted to each container. That means each user. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, very much.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.